The world of art, especially literature, is filled with many depictions of dystopias, often showing impoverished people under the constant surveillance of an oppressive regime. However, none of these depictions hit quite so close to home as 1984 by Eric Arthur Blair, also known as George Orwell. I personally believe that everybody who has access should read 1984 at least once in their life. This is for two reasons, which I will go over in this speech. The first is the very unique writing style employed for this novel, which I believe readers may enjoy. The second is the themes and morals shown in this book and their applicability today, especially one theme, which I will go over in detail later. First, the writing style. The writing style differs from most other authors, especially classical authors, because rather than trying to depict a great narrative in a setting, Orwell tries to depict a great setting with a narrative in it. You can see this when, throughout the book, pages and pages are dedicated towards describing the process of the various ministries of London and the worldwide war going on between Oceania, Eurasia, and East Asia, and many other things happening, especially in Oceania, as compared to the very small narrative of Winston attempting to start a rebellion against the government, which ultimately fails because at the end of the book, it is revealed that all of his attempts were completely fruitless and he was being spied on ever since the beginning of the book. However, even after the book ends, the world building does not. Orwell directly starts speaking to the reader about how his fictional language of newspeak works. On the topic of newspeak, the message and theme that it evokes is extremely disturbing. The purpose of newspeak by the government of Ingsoc is designed to limit a person's ability to think, as the language is designed so that people cannot express any negative emotion towards certain people or institutions. One of the most applicable themes in the novel today is humanity's strive for power. This is seen through the war going on in the novel. It's a pointless war, and there are no major victories or defeats at any point. The only goal of this war is to keep everybody in all nations impoverished. The reason why this happens is because then the small differences in wealth will become more noticeable. This means that people can now feel more arrogant over others because they have 3 meals a day instead of 2. This is still applicable today, however, as people will still flock to buy the newest thing in order to feel more arrogant over other people. Or, in the opposite direction, they will try to find the most unpopular thing just because it makes them feel better than the people who prefer popular things. Even though it's not systematically enforced, this is still a very important thing in today's society. The only way to really put an end to this pattern of thought is to purely enjoy things for what they are and not for the power that they bring. Power should never be the end goal, it should be a means to an end. All great leaders achieve power in order to help people, not in order to have power. In conclusion, I believe that everybody should read 1984 because of its unique writing style, which will entice them into the themes and morals of the story, which are important even today and when they were written, and for most of the history before that. And if more people had read and understood the novel, then dystopias in the real world, such as the USSR and North Korea, would not have existed.